What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Hops Geek News, a podcast that talks about comic books, movies, TV shows, and beer. This week is a special bonus episode as we are continuing our supernatural journey. My first time through. Careful, go slow. It's my first time through. We are on season 3, and we're talking about episodes 1 through 5 of season 3. So, as always, like, subscribe, follow us on any podcasting platform, leave a review. That's how the podcast grows. Go on YouTube, subscribe, go on social media. That's where you can find us. And for this episode, I brought a beer from the Great Notion Brewing.
It's Freddy Cougar. Adorable.
Freddy Cougar. It's called Boo Berry Muffin. It's a 6% tart ale with blueberry, and it's from Great Notion Brewing out of Oregon. They've got a lot of different tap rooms and things. So if you're on YouTube, you can see it's Freddy Krueger. He's got muffin and marshmallows. It's a kind of like a polar bear ghost too. So I figured this was what better, supernatural. Why not? Let's kick it off. Let's get a little supernatural with our beer. Nice little color, and let's do it.
Well, the other side of supernatural is music. So I am drinking a liquid vinyl black IPA from Broken Strings Brewery here in Orlando. And obviously music is a big part of the show. And a lot of the episodes, including of quite a few that we're going to be talking about today, are based on song names. So I thought liquid vinyl was appropriate.
This tastes like literally a blueberry muffin in a glass.
Ooh.
That's what this tastes and smells like. Wow, this is really good. If you know Great Notion Brewing, you know that they slap when it comes to beers all the time. So
yeah,
another delicious beer. But let's go into some supernatural. Like I said, little bonus action for you. I've been going through supernatural, really enjoying it. Things got a little dicey at the end of season 2. Season 3, I really enjoyed the kickoff episode. So first of all, hold on. What is our mess up?
So I had read this multiple places and heard this multiple times that when Sam was possessed by Meg and then Dean punches him at the end of the episode, I had read that was ad-libbed by Jensen Ackles. Today, I was listening to the Then and Now podcast, and they had a guest on, and they straight up asked, was that Jensen or was that scripted? And the guy said it was scripted. So I'm going to believe the source rather than multiple different websites because rumors spread.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure. I wasn't there.
Okay, I'm just kidding.
I'm just reporting the news. So yes, we will always come back with our fuck ups and fix shit. There I got. Oh, blueberry maple.
I don't know why
pancake
I just
candle.
Felt like showing you my candle as well.
I think that blueberry muffin is just like you're tasting and smelling, and you're all sorts of blueberry.
I'm living in the aromas, much like I would like to live in Dean's aroma, but that's neither here nor there. And you know what? So season 3, episode 1 is the Magnificent Seven. 7 demons based on the 7
What's in the
sins.
box?
Okay, I really enjoy that. Nobody else in that room on that show appreciated, of course, the script.
I know.
But me sitting at home when Dean was like, "What's in the box?" I was like,
my kids do that, and they don't even know. Like, I'll get something, and my 5-year-old's like, "What's in the box?" And I'm like, "Oh, you don't want to know what's in the real box."
Nothing that you want to know. However,
Pepper Potts head.
7 deadly sins are released into the world, and the brothers must combat them with the aid of a married couple of hunters
who I hate. I did not like them.
Okay. No, those two were cannon fodder and were
100%.
so annoying, awful, straight up awful.
I know you didn't finish this episode. You're halfway through episode 6, but they straight up use cannon fodder in episode 6. And I love that because Bella goes, "Why are you trying to save him? He's cannon fodder." It's like beautiful.
It is. I don't know whether to hate or like Bella as of right now. Maggie from The Walking Dead, you make me kind of hate you right now, but she's not in this one.
Martha.
Yeah. So fun fact. What fun fact you have for us for this episode?
So at the very beginning, when Dean is in the room and he closes the curtains while Sammy is doing his research, and Bobby calls and says, "Oh, what's Dean doing?" And he says, "Polling the electorate." So this fun fact is actually from a podcast. I got this from the podcast, Salt and Burn This Pod. Highly recommend them if you are watching and you want to rewatch podcast that doesn't give spoilers each episode, like then and now. Definitely check out Salt and Burn This Pod. So, pulling the electorate means having sex with a stripper, and it's actually a line from The Simpsons.
Oh, I had no idea. Interesting.
The more you know.
Listen, that you know everything. And so I did like this. I thought it was a very strong opening to season
Mhm.
3. Now the 7 deadly sins, demons are released into the world. The gates of hell have been opened, and these guys are particularly free. Bobby, once again, Bobby's a real one. First and foremost, Bobby is
Love
a
Bobby.
real homie. And so they kind of go to this diner, the hunter couple does, and lo and behold, they get trapped by the 7 deadly sins, and the one dude dies, and he's forced to
His
basically drink.
gluttony. Yeah,
Yeah,
he had to
he
chug the Drano.
Drano. Yeah, that was brutal. That was a brutal
Mhm.
death. Meanwhile, his annoying ass wife is standing there like, no, oh. She watches him die. Why that's
I didn't
important?
hate him. I don't know. I don't know.
She
She's
didn't
just
feel like
annoying.
somebody
Yeah.
who's a hunter to me. You know what I'm
Right. She
saying?
was too go on the emotions, and hunters have learned not to because that's how you get killed.
Which leads us to the house. They basically know the 7 deadly sins are coming to kill Sam and Dean. They hole up in this house. They wait for them to come. Her husband's one of them. They come into his body, possess him, his dead body, and is pounding on the door, pounding on the door. And this dumb ass opens it up,
She
runs
knew
out
too.
there, and she broke the salt line, letting them in. Like, you
Never break
stupid
the salt line.
idiot. Well, of course, the 7 deadly sins, first of all, they captured one of them and killed and put, exercised the one, so there's 6 now. But again, like, she broke the salt line. She's not a hunter. No, she's stupid. Awful. I'm surprised she didn't die sooner.
Yeah. At first it was, I liked it like, oh, they knew Bobby. And then, when they asked her how they got into it, that they lost their kid,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, like
That
all of
was
that. But then at
tough.
first they were like too cutesy. And they're like, oh, I think they've been married, what, 8 years or something? I
Something
don't
like
know.
that. Yeah.
But it was
Stupid.
just, yeah, yeah. And they just, yeah. I mean, even I'm fine with cannon fodder. It's supernatural. You have to have it. But just
Of course.
like there's been cannon fodder that like broke our heart when these people died.
Mhm.
Which I guess isn't, you think cannon fodder, you really just think stormtroopers, but
Very
I
true.
don't know.
Anyways, we get
She
Ruby,
bothered
though.
me.
Ruby's not
I
cannon
don't.
fodder. She makes quick work of the 7 deadly sins.
The Ruby. I
And
love that you text me Katie Cassidy. I thought you were telling me she's
yes.
going to be at MegaCon again.
No. Katie Cassidy is Ruby. I think I knew, but I didn't know. So when Katie Cassidy appeared, I was like, oh wow, look at
Yeah.
that.
This is
And
before
so I
she
was
was Laurel Lance.
yeah, before the Black Canary. So I was really excited to see her show up, and she made real swift work with that knife of hers. And then she just is like, I'm out. It was kind of almost like really cringy CW writing, all of her lines in the first couple episodes that she's in. Like, it works for the time. And you can
Mhm.
also, of course, tell that this season is much lighter in tone, or not tone, but like they stopped using the film, like we talked about.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah.
there's
The
a noticeable
CW was like
difference.
lighting it up, like in that,
Yeah.
like Hollywood Babylon. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was exciting. Season 3, episode 2, we have The Kids Are All Right. I like this one a lot too. So
The
Dean,
kid, the kids are all right is the Who song.
it's
See,
also, isn't it also The Offspring?
the kids are all right. Oh,
Yeah,
maybe.
it's The
Oh,
Offspring.
I
So,
will Google that while
anyways,
you talk.
Dean goes to visit an old girlfriend he spent a weekend with to find out that she has a kid that's exactly like Dean. And then all of the kids begin to act weird. Wonder why that is. Oh, wait, they're changelings. And this is when we first meet
Dun, dun,
Lisa
dun.
and Ben. Yeah, Ben is. Oh, they're going to be appearing again?
Yes, they come back.
Okay, I was really hoping that Ben was Dean's kid because he acts just like him. I was really
I
hoping
can
for
tell
that.
you if he's not or if he is, but I'm not going to.
No, don't do it. I
Okay.
liked it. They go to Indiana, and he's meeting up with the old girl. He's like, "There's got to be a job here," and the dads are
Yes,
killing
it is the
themselves.
Offspring and the Who.
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I knew it. So the dads
You're right.
basically are dying. There was a terrible accident at the table saw, and it turns out that the changelings, which we'll have to do like a little something for our YouTube and socials maybe to describe what changelings are if you don't know, but they basically take over kids' bodies and they feed off the mother, right? And Again, another strong episode. And fun fact, a changeling, like I was just talking about, is referred to as an off or an oaf. It's a human-like creature found in folklore throughout Europe. A changeling was believed to be a fairy that had been left in place of a human stolen by other fairies. And we actually saw one of these in a Christmas horror story once.
Kaylee was telling me something about one of them, and I forget the actual origin of where they started it, but it was really sad. It was like kids who developed some sort of disorder, and the parents were like, "This can't be my kid. It must be
That is
some
sad.
kid
Yeah.
that was switched out." Yeah, and of course, back then, even today, people believe crazy things. But so, yeah, I mean, honestly, the origin of it just seems tragic to me. But
Oh,
when
for
we were
sure.
watching A Christmas Horror Story and they said changeling, I'm like, I know what that is
There it is.
because of Supernatural. Yeah.
If we could just encapture what my adventure into Supernatural is, it's literally the Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Is every 2 seconds I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, it's this person, it's that person, what, and that
What's
just, that's just how that's me watching Supernatural.
But I feel like if you went back and listened to every single episode we've ever had, you would then be like, oh, that's what she was talking about. Oh, that's what she meant. Oh, she did say that.
She's been telling me this stuff for years, and it's never clicked. And I always honestly forget. I've brain dumped everything of Supernatural before I've watched the show. And
That's good.
oh
It's not
man,
spoiled.
it's true. It's true. I like how
And the
they break
next,
the kids out though in this, and the kids actually kind of like Ben was a little badass. He wasn't afraid. He was helping get the kids out, and then
yeah.
they roasted that lady alive because she was the mom changeling. And also it was kind of like all the moms had the bite marks behind them. They didn't know what it was. And yeah, good episode. I really like this one a lot.
Creepy was it though when she like killed her own kid? Like part of her had to be relieved that the kid
Yeah.
was still there.
That
Like that's
that was dark. Okay, she straight up like drove her car into the lake for no reason. Well, to kill the girl who wasn't her daughter, but like, dude, you also just got your car. What are you doing? And then she shows up and her daughter's just chilling
insurance
right there, and
fraud.
you're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
So that was pretty dark. This was kind of a dark episode. I mean, as a parent, you're like, could you ever put yourself in their shoes? Could you do something like that? I don't know. I
She was
don't know.
adamant it wasn't her daughter, but then she should be trying to find her daughter. But the next one though, I
She
think
just
is
hid in the
much
bathroom the
more
whole time.
yeah, much more lighthearted
Oh,
other
I
than the
love this next episode.
this is
I
one of my
love
favorites.
this episode. So, Bad Day at Black Rock, the Rabbit's Foot episode. It's the introduction of Bella. You touch the rabbit's foot, you have great luck while you have it. You lose a rabbit's foot, incredible bad luck, and you die.
And you lose your shoe.
And you lose you. Sam touches it, he loses it to Bella. So Dean basically has to like lock him in a hotel room and say, don't go anywhere, sit still. And one way he does that, he has to touch it because he's Batman. And all right, so yes.
Because he's Batman.
So these two guys break into the storage unit, they get the rabbit's foot, incredible luck. Sam and Dean pop up, and it's just like buffoonery with the gun and like bad things. They try to fight him. The guy loses the rabbit's foot, and that's when Sam touches it. And then all of a sudden, he's just like Jedi mind tricking the gun and
The
stuff
whole
like
episode is
that.
just slapstick. It's
It
so
is.
funny. And I love that the one guy, because Henriksen comes back, he's in this.
Oh
And so the
yeah.
one guy's just like, this is divine intervention. And even that line, when you rewatch this episode, is extra hilarious. But yeah, I don't know. It's all
It's
funny.
good.
It's all
It's
fun.
so good.
And yes, it gave us the Batman gif, which of course
Yes.
everybody now is saying was predicting the future because Jensen Ackles has since voiced Batman.
Yes. So maybe the rabbit's foot did bring good luck to him. It's funny because we do meet Bella. She steals a rabbit's foot. She knows all about this stuff in Hunters. She sells these things for money. And Sam, she was a waitress, con them basically. Sam gets put in the hotel, which he's sitting there not doing anything, and then the AC unit catches fire, and you have the two guys. It was Gordon who shows back up, not Hendrickson. Gordon shows back up,
Oh yeah. My bad.
and the guy's talking about God and stuff. So
One's in jail, one's a
yeah,
arrests people.
and these two guys go and they track down. They find Sam. They have him tied up. Dean tricks Bella with whatever. He grabs the rabbit's foot. Now he has all the luck. So he shows up to this hotel room. He throws a pen, lands in the gun, and he's like, "What?" And then he throws the remote, and he's like, "Because I'm Batman." And it's just lighthearted fun. It's stupid fun.
Oh,
Is
and I
what that
paired it with
episode
a
is.
Mentos song, and it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
beautiful. That's on our TikTok, if anybody, and our YouTube.
It is. It is. It's such a good episode. They
So
then go ahead.
I was just going to say the name of this episode is based on a movie, and my one quick fun fact is at the very end when Bella takes their money and Dean says son of a bitch, the way he said that, I don't think he was supposed to say it like that, and you can actually see Jared Padalecki trying not to laugh. It's still in there to this day. So if you go back and rewatch that last 5 seconds, you see him biting his tongue, and he's been shot, so he has to pretend like he's hurt, and you see him literally trying not to laugh, and that's the one they used.
I love it. I love that. Yeah, it's they get $46,000 in scratch offs, and she steals it when they burn because he throws a rabbit's foot at her and she grabs it. So now she has to burn it. She can't steal it. Has to burn it, and that's how the bad luck goes away. Good episode. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Did
Now we
you
got
did you give the name of the movie? You did, right?
Yeah, it's a bad day at Black
Okay.
Rock. That's what
That's
the name
right.
is. It's after. Yeah.
So let's go into episode 4, Sin City. It's an AC/DC song and a comic book
Hence my
and
beer
a
again.
movie with Bruce Willis. It
With
is
Bruce Willis.
a town loving their booze and sex may not be what it seems. Dean makes friends with the demon, kind of, before Sam kills her. And the priest.
They had a moment, and he didn't want Sam to kill her, and that's the first time you
Yeah.
ever see any sort of like, oh, maybe this demon isn't completely bad.
Yeah. So Ruby helps Bobby fix the cult, and we learn that Yellow Eyes is Azazel.
Do you know who Ruby is yet? I forgot.
She's a demon.
Oh, okay.
That's all I know. She's a demon.
Yeah. No, she's a demon.
And she's not a bad demon, I guess. Maybe the jury's out still. All demons, you can't trust them, I feel like. But yeah, so Dean, they introduced their one friend who the waitress lady takes home, kills him, and everybody's in here, like the priest who turns out to be the demon's lover, who's also possessed. They have a whole thing going on. They go to the basement, they get buried in there, and they really have some good exposition of, hey, we know all about you. Why do you do this? For what it's worth, like, we're
Giving
not
him
so
info on
different.
Sam and the intentions with Sam too.
Yeah, and she's basically like, we're not so different, which
Mm-hmm.
if you look at it, they're kind of not. They're like, look, hell is a bad place. Like, we wanted out. All right. You can argue that, yeah, they wanted to hurt people, but at the same time, they just kind of, some demons just want to live their lives maybe away from hell because it's a terrible place in whatever messed up way that may be for them. And that's when Sam comes in, breaks in, and the demon was telling her boy, don't kill him, to Dean, because he was choking Dean out. And then Sam shoots him, and then Dean tries to actually be like, hey, don't kill her, before she gets capped as well, which, again, it's all kind of cheesy, but in a way it's also very, wow, cool.
Well, they're learning new info. It's like they just encountered vampires that may not be evil. So now Dean's eyes are opened up to, okay, maybe these other things that we've always been told are evil aren't so evil.
We're not
But
like,
this
the
is the
lines
first
are
time
blurred.
we don't have to call Yellow-Eyed Demon anymore, because now you know his name is Azazel.
Yeah.
So yes. And
That's
our
his
fun
name.
fact is this was the same bar as it was in Magnificent Seven, where the guy drank
yeah.
the Drano. They just redid it.
That's
So our
right.
last one, actually, one of the beer pictures I posted when you started watching this had Snow White in it. I put a Snow White toy, and now you know why. So bedtime stories. Although I will say this had the worst aged line of any of the older ones, where
Was this
Dean flat out says, "Could you be any more gay?"
Yes.
I will say though, and actually the Salt and Burn This Pod posted a video clip today of how far Dean's come to where he has grown up and now openly, this sounds ironic, and now openly appreciates Disney movies rather than making fun of his younger brother for knowing the actual fairy tales that the Disney movies were based on. So
right on. Well, yeah, this is bedtime stories. Random people are being killed in a grim fairy tale kind of way. Sam and Dean learn it's the daughter of the doctor who is in a coma that's causing this all. Sam knows a lot about fairy tales. We talked about this moment, and it didn't age well. So this will change. Dean grows up, like we just said. And fun fact, the Crossroads demon was dating Jared at the time, which is funnier when you learn that he marries another demon from the show, one of the three little pigs. later played Happy in Once Upon a Time. And this episode is okay. I mean,
I thought it was fun. I mean, it sounds terrible to say it's fun, but I thought it was fun to see, like, because also when I went back and like the more you watch this one, the more you pick up. Like, I didn't realize at first, like, they're building houses, the brothers that are supposed to be the pigs. They're literally building houses.
mhm.
And so I just thought it was fun to see all the, it was kind of like Once Upon a Time.
Yeah, which we've been, oh yeah, I've been watching that loosely on the side as well. And this up, yeah, like it was fine. The doctor kind of knew he's been seeing the girl, so when Sam brought it up, he was like, "You've been seeing her too." The
Mm-hmm.
mom poisoned her, of course, which is pretty messed up.
Making
And
her Snow White.
yeah, anybody who kind of sees the little girl dies, and they get possessed, die, all that good stuff. It was fine. It was all right. I don't really have much to say about this episode. I did watch half of episode 6, which we won't really talk about right now, but Bella is back, and you don't know whether to hate her or like her. And the jury's still out. I fell
Yeah.
asleep.
I feel like at this
So
point,
to
I
be
definitely
continued.
hated her.
Yeah. To be
I don't
continued
want to
on
say
her.
still, or I definitely always, because I don't want to ruin things.
That's fair.
She was just always so mean.
Yeah, she is. She's so like rude.
Yeah. She's rude.
So
I guess a
rude.
lot of them are. That's what
But
it is. She's like, it's almost like she's more evil than Gordon because Gordon truly feels that his mission is righteous.
yeah, she's just like chaotic. She's just chaotic for no reason. Almost. She's
It's just, it's for money.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's true. She has a reason. Money corrupts. She's chaotic. All that stuff.
Right. But then with Gordon, it's almost like civil war. Like, if a man who's certain what he's doing is right and is wrong is the most dangerous or whatever.
Right. For sure.
But
That's our recap this week. Be sure to tune in next week as we follow along some more recaps. And again, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Brothers. You've heard it here first. Or maybe you didn't. I don't really know what that line was supposed to mean, but find us here, find us again. Whatever.
when you talk wrestling, I zone out like you used to do with Supernatural.
Yes. So follow us. We'll see you guys next week for some more Supernatural. Make sure to tune into our episode for Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, where we are going to dive into Kane and all of that good stuff. We'll see you next week or next episode. Deuces.